It's another Q&A edition of Optimal Health Daily, episode 1617, and I'm Dr. Neil, your host of the show. Welcome back to another special Friday edition of Optimal Health Daily, where I answer your questions. On the other days, I read health and fitness blogs to you, kind of like an audiobook, and always with a bit of my commentary at the end. But on Fridays, it's basically all my commentary. Now, if you're wondering about me and my background and my credentials and why you might want to trust what I say when I respond to your questions, definitely check out the first Q&A episode from earlier this month. Next week, I'll go into more detail again about my background because it'll be the first Q&A of the month. But I'm going to spare you from all of that for now, so let's jump right in and hear today's audio question and start optimizing your life.
Hey, Dr. Neil, my name's Jacqueline, and I love listening to the Optimal family of podcasts, so thank you all for doing that. My question will be, is there a way for you to tighten loose skin after losing and gaining weight multiple times? So I've been yo-yoing and I've also had children, and being 38, I find that my skin is very loose in my midsection and my arms and even my thighs. So can you help?
Thank you so much for taking the time to send in your question, Jacqueline, and I'm so glad you find all of the podcasts in the OLD family so helpful. First, please know this is a very common question. Skin stretching or stretching of the skin is very normal, and it's something that happens to all of us as we age, regardless of our health history. Part of the reason for this is just sun exposure over time. Now, there are fixes for loose skin, but unfortunately, most of them have to be performed surgically. First, I'll explain why this happens. Our skin's elasticity is in part based on different types of proteins found within the skin. Collagen and elastin are just a couple of these proteins. So, as we get older, these fibers tend to naturally break down, which leads to the loss of elasticity. It's kind of like a rubber band. The more it's used and the older it gets, the less elasticity it will have. When it comes to post-pregnancy weight loss and loose skin, we often see this happening because large amounts of weight are gained and then lost within a relatively short period of time. Weight loss that's a bit more gradual allows the skin to shrink back down as the weight is lost. But with rapid weight loss, or like after pregnancy, the skin may not have enough time to catch up. Also, the longer the weight was kept on the body before the weight loss, the more likely the person will experience loose skin. I'll use a different analogy here. Imagine a typical rubber balloon, like the ones used during any kind of celebration. Have you ever added air to a brand new balloon, but quickly let the air back out? Notice when you let the air out how much force there is. It's that elasticity of that brand new balloon. It really hasn't changed all that much. But what happens to the balloon's elasticity after it's been inflated and stays inflated for days? When you let the air out, the balloon has pretty much lost all of its elasticity. Well, our skin behaves in a similar way. Since elasticity is dependent on proteins like collagen and elastin, yes, getting enough protein in the diet is important to help prevent this from happening. But in the Western world, getting enough protein in our diets is usually not the problem. Most health professionals agree that supplements, skin creams, and even exercise won't make a significant difference when it comes to skin elasticity. Here's why. When it comes to supplements, like let's say collagen supplements, it seems that supplementing with collagen doesn't seem to actually increase collagen levels in the skin where it's needed most. So even though we may be supplementing with collagen, the body doesn't necessarily send that collagen to the skin to make it more elastic. When it comes to skin creams, it turns out that the ingredients in these creams are often too large to actually be absorbed by the skin. Now, exercise is a great habit to have, but even strength training may not make a difference when we're trying to tighten up loose skin. So where does this leave us? Well, it turns out the most effective way to remove excess skin is through cosmetic surgery. Now, there are many surgical options for removing loose skin. Some are more complicated than others, so it's best to discuss options with a medical doctor that specializes in these types of procedures. A great place to start is to talk to your primary care doctor, who can then refer you to someone. Usually they'll refer you to either a dermatologist, who's a medical doctor that specializes in treating the skin, or a plastic surgeon. Now, I know this may not sound like the best news, but all is not lost. The good news is there are options available. It's a new year, and you deserve a fresh start in all parts of your life, even at work. Take your team to the next level with a hiring partner that makes it simple to find candidates with the right skills. That's Indeed. Instead of spending hours on multiple job sites hoping to find candidates with the right skills, you need one powerful hiring partner that can help you do it all. Indeed is the only job site where you're guaranteed to find quality applications that meet your must-have requirements, or else you don't pay. I love that Indeed makes hiring all in one place so easy. With Instant Match, over 90% of employers get quality candidates as soon as they sponsor their job post, according to Indeed data. Start hiring right now with a $75 sponsored job credit to upgrade your job post at Indeed.com/health. Offer valid through March 31st. Go to Indeed.com/health to claim your $75 credit before March 31st. Indeed.com/health. Terms and conditions apply. Need to hire? You need Indeed. And thank you again so much, Jacqueline, for taking the time to send in your audio question. Now, if you want to submit a question to be answered right here on the show, you can email one to health@oldpodcast.com, or you can call in your question. The number is 61 I love OHD, or submit your audio question by going to oldpodcast.com/ask. All right. Thank you so much for listening every day. Thank you for listening all the way through. And I'll see you back here over the weekend where your optimal life awaits.